the summer, and then like early fall I took a pause, but now I'm back in it, and it's been great. What to show you first? Okay. I had a company retreat. We are all remote, and once a year we meet up, and we actually went to Broken Bow, Oklahoma, and we went to a cabin, and it was super chill. So at the airport on the way there, I picked a book, and I went with this one. I've seen this cover a lot. I did not know anything about it. The only thing I knew, the only reference I had was imagine a grown-up's version of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Something like, remember that cartoon? That's the only reference I had. I didn't know anything else, and I decided not even to read the back cover. And boy, I was swept away. This is such a beautiful book, so much so, I do think I rank it now as my all-time third favorite book. And that's saying something. This story was so special, and like I was in the cabin reading it over the span of like 3 days and on the plane ride home. So not only was like this a special story, but the ambiance is special too. I could not recommend this enough. Beautiful writing, beautiful story, beautiful message. Our main character is a 40-year-old named Linus, and he's not perfect, and you just love him so much, and you grow to love all the characters. Like, I loved this story. I really don't want to give really anything away in case you haven't read it yet, because I do think this is one of the ones where not knowing anything makes it even more special. I also think this cover design is really stunning. I think my biggest gripe with today's fantasy and romantasy books is like the covers. Like, they're cool, but they all look the same. And I don't know if I've ever seen a cover that looks like this. I do think literary fiction books kill it with the covers. I do know that this is a series, and there is, at least I know there's one other book. I'm not sure if there's more, but I think that I'm gonna wait a while to read it. This is like, obviously you know things happen in the future, but this is a complete story. You do feel like closure and like happiness at the end. And I just don't think I want to rush right into the next one. I want to take some time with this one. And I do love the simple blue sprayed edges, and I love that it's a paperback. There's actually a few hardcovers in this haul, but I do prefer paperbacks. I also prefer paperbacks with a like fabric or texture that's easy to clean. It's so easy to get like oil and food smudges, and I do like, I could easily like wipe this one off. I know that's just like small preference she like takes it up a notch. Like, I don't know, in a way I have high hopes for this. I hope the dialogue has improved, and I hope there's even more world building and layering. Yeah, so I'm not gonna DNF the series, as they say. I'm gonna give this one a shot. Now, if I feel the same way about this one, I'll probably stop then. Yeah. So I did grab it. It just came in. And I think I'll start it tomorrow and see how it goes. Like I said, they do have really cool covers. I do really like this. I do hate that she switched the kind of vibe, because I really don't want to buy the first book again, especially since I didn't like it. I don't think I'm going to. On this front, I don't care if it completes the set or not. I do understand the switch, because this is cooler and better in a lot of ways than kind of what the original looks like. I will say I don't usually like any kind of people on my book covers, so, and I've really loved seeing Kingfisher. I hope we learn his real name. Isn't that like not his real name? Oh, I hope we learn it and it's something much better than Kingfisher. I will not shut up about how much I hate that name. I will not. Again, I love just a color sprayed edge. And especially like this metallic. It's very cool. It's done very well. Oh. Remember I just said I don't like people on covers. Is that Carrie-Anne? Or is that her brother? I'm not sure. I don't love that. I'm just gonna close that. I'm not gonna look at the other side. I don't want to know. I wonder what the actual cover looks like. We have a little sleeping gold box. I'll probably read the book without that sleeve on. Guys, I just sneezed, and the movement of my neck broke this. I will say the links had been breaking. It used to be like this, and they kept breaking. I don't know how I'm gonna fix this, and I love this necklace. Oh, that's so sad. That's so funny. Like, literally, the muscles in my neck moved so much. I mean, it was quite a tight choker at that point. That's so funny. I'll find a way to fix it. That necklace is pretty enough, and it's worth the effort to fix. was in like the 60s or the 70s, and it was banned. It was banned, and then it eventually got re-released and then translated into other languages. I've heard it's really, really good, and when my husband's done with it, I am going to give it a read. Is there a synopsis? Oh, this is how far he's gotten so far. I'm not gonna mess with that. Not gonna mess with that. Has those uneven, chunky, thick page-like edges. I don't know if I'm a fan of this style or not. Maybe I don't feel that strongly about it. Okay, then I have this beautiful purchase. I'm glad I waited because I remember seeing this somewhere at a bookstore when it first released for like $40. And don't get me wrong, like it's beautiful. I just wasn't in a place where I wanted to spend that. I got it at Target this weekend. How much? Like 20, 22. Really excited. I've heard such mixed reviews of this, so I'm just really intrigued to see how I feel about it. Basically, what I know about this is that two like PhD students or master's students go to hell to rescue the professor. That's literally all I know. And so many people have said like it doesn't live up to the hype. It's really not that good. Yeah, I'm kind of into this vibe. The only other book by this author that I've read is Yellowface, and I really like that. I believe I rated it 4 stars. This will be my second. There's so many. I want to read all of her books. There's very few authors that I feel that way about, but I kind of just want to read all her books. I feel like they're all so like standouts. Like people talk about them all the time. So I'll slowly make my way through her. I know with an artist you call it their discography. Is it the same for a writer? I'm not sure. I want to make it through her library, if you will. But yeah, this sprayed edge is insane. It's so beautiful. on this series that like a lot of people hate DM. They think she's annoying and whiny, and it moves too slow, and she makes dumb decisions. And in my opinion, there's some of that. I wasn't bothered as much by it this time around. Maybe in a future read I will be. Sometimes I like a very realistic timeline. Like, I like when they react as a normal person would. Like, if what happens to her happened to a real person in the world, yeah, they would stumble, they would make mistakes, they would be wigged out, they would do dumb things. Like, sometimes I'm tired of like how fast a character recuperates or recovers from a major life upheaval. I don't know. I liked it. So I did buy the second after that, and then the third after that, and I have all three. I am upset to know I thought the series was all out. I guess there's a fourth book, but I feel like the third one was published like a hot minute ago, so where's the fourth? Where's the fourth pen goal? We need to know. I like the magic system a lot. I also am really obsessed with the design on all the chapters, and that continues through the whole book. Like, I like that effort. That's fun. And yes, then here is the second glow of the Everflame. I am almost done with the third, and I do think actually a lot of people, the third is their favorite. I think the second is mine so far. The pacing was great, in my opinion. The pacing was perfect. I really loved getting into the politics and the hierarchy of like the world and the kingdoms. I got really into it. The cliffhanger at the end was great. Yeah, I feel like the third book, the pacing is like all over the place, and then we spend so long doing all the things that when we get to important things that should take more time, they don't. Like, there's some revelations and discussions and healing that just happens so fast in like the last 50 pages, and we just like burn through it, and it just doesn't match up to me. So I think the second is my favorite. I have not finished the third. I'm like, I don't know, like 20 pages away. I'm almost there. Again, beautiful sprayed edge. I was reading this at the beginning of November, and it was on November 18th that the third sprayed edge version came out, but I couldn't wait. So I bought the hardcover, and I'm gonna resist. I'm not gonna buy the sprayed edge version because I already have this, but that is a bit painful, especially